Welcome back everybody into another daily recap. Today is Wednesday, the 8th of March, and we're going to see the price action on euro dollar. So as you can see, I have started now to trade only euro USD instead of gold. And yeah, there are many reasons, but as scalping wise, I found it to be the best possible. It's very good conditions and it's very good, a good pair, very liquid, no spread at all, and lower commissions than gold. And yeah, the price action is quite different, but not that much. The fundamentals are not that different. And let's see the main analysis. As you can see here, as at the start of this is pre-New York, what I was looking for was sells at this previous rejection area. As you can see, this PPL 1.055 gave many rejections, and it was also now the 75% retracement of this overall bearish move. I was looking for further continuation sells, and of course below 10524. I was only looking for buys with clear. I was not really looking for buys, but if we had some clear breaks above this level and possible with fundamentals, then I would have taken some buys, but mainly I was looking for sells. We're going to see also this price action that there was never the possibility of buys, but actually if this price sensitivity area would have been better, as already placed that sell. But we're going to see how even during the live session I adapted to it. So let's dig into it. So of course, as you can see, this is the first PSA for sells, expecting a deeper pullback at the start of New York and the rejection of this level. As you can see here, that's what we are talking about. We're talking about this area. This is the same picture that I just showed you. Let's see if I can show it to you. Okay, this is the same. This is the same here. So what we see is that we have first, we were here doing the analysis. We have exactly multiple rejections at this area and this PPL. Multiple rejection, PSA of interest. That's my kind of confirmation. I was not looking for buys. I was not thinking about buys that I missed over here. I was not looking for double bottom buys at these levels. Let me just double bottom buys at these levels. I was not looking for bounces. I was mainly looking for sells, single bias. And that's where, when I saw this aggressive bearish candle, it's also quite a late entry, I would say, because I could have got much better entries. But I saw this confirmation in bias, and that's where I entered. I had my stop loss above these candles, which is like 3 pips, 3 point something pips. 4.1, 3.8, I don't know if live was something like that, pips of stop loss. As you can see, the ADP failed to break. That's why having a better entry would have given me better risk to reward, I would say. And but yeah, the ADP was very good for the US dollar. So that's where in a couple of minutes I got to my TP. This is a 8.5 pip TP that I got it in a couple of minutes. And that was my only main trade of the day, only live trade of the day. As you can see here, this was my entry a little bit before candle close. If I waited the candle to close, probably I would have been stopped out, but yeah, that's the TP being it at the bottom, which is also at the PPL, exactly here, got it at 8.5 pips. And yeah, price then bounced. What I saw was here possible continuation sells. As you can see here, sticking to the main bias. I'm not jumping back and forth into, okay, we are playing into a range. I'm going to look for buys over here and I'm going to look for sells over there, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm just looking for sells. And that's my main bias. So that, okay, even if I see this price action that is very clear, the slowing down, the exhaustion from sellers, I'm not looking for continuation buys. I'm looking for these sells. And as you can see, this actually played out again. As you can see now, don't just look at the mere pip count. Always try to look at it as a scalping. Scalping wise, what I'm trying to do is to look at it as a risk to reward wise, I would say. So here, the stop loss would be around 3 pips, 3.1 pips, just above this candle. And yeah, there's still a 2-to-1 risk to reward trade in a few minutes. In the continuation of the trend, sticking to one single bias of the sells, and as you can see, validating a possible lower high being printed, and yada yada yada. This was my trade idea, and that's where I didn't execute because I was already okay. I think that the trade that I took is more than enough, one trade for the day. If I keep constantly these these results, that is absolutely amazing. But still, then on the charts, backtesting it. So yeah, now what we see is we see a double bottom again. Now is higher. We're making higher highs and higher highs because we're making higher highs here, and a higher low because we are failing to make a new low below 18 below 1.038, which is like a 1.0537, I would say 75. And but I'm not looking for buys. Yes, if you were in a main bullish bias from here, let's say before New York, you were only looking for buys. So you were looking for buys above this level, buys above this level, buy at the pullback to these levels, and only sells below here. As you can see, that's what, okay, you have this aggressive move. We never break above, so we don't buy. When I see this pullback coming in and I see exhaustion from sellers at this level, that's where I could take my first entry. Buy side, it's a 8 pips. It's a very good risk to reward. Okay, now what I see is I see a double bottom. Now we're coming towards the end of the hourly and the end of the 4 hour. I will still take another entry at the same PPL. So let's say you enter here. You have a 5, not even 5 to 10. This is a, now we're talking about, yeah, there's a very high risk to reward. You can take a 2 risk to reward of 2. It's around 6 pips because the stop loss can be easily 3. And that's where you get 1. And then you get the second entry at another tap of the PPL. And as you can see here, same risk to reward, just targeting these previous highs on the left hand side. That's good enough because you already took 1 and 2 trades, and if you are risking 1 or 2%, that's easy making 1 or 2% of the day. You don't need to stick to take some more. But as you can see here, if you stick to the buy bias, you see the break retest and the continuation bullish. As you can see here, that's still a 3 pips. This is a 3 to 1. That's a very, now this is a 2 to 1, 6 pips with 3 pips stop loss at the break and retest of this level. As you can see, we were looking for buys here, so this would be a perfect entry. And this would have been perfect continuation buys, yada, yada, yada. Of course, now my main idea was to look for sells, as you can see here. So I took these sells, I saw these sells as well. I also saw this buy, and I'm going to tell you, I was not really happy about it, but I saw it because I don't want to look for counter trend trades. As you can see here, what I was identifying was a double top and this clear exhaustion from the sellers, from buyers, sorry. So even though this one, was a buy, this is okay. At this level, I'm not looking for sell, I'm looking for buys above. But understanding these strong rejections, so one first rejection, yes, tap, but then 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the size of the candle, the price action, not a single candle closing over there. So that's why when I saw this candle, then I was looking for sells. It's not like I changed bias, it's just, okay, at this area, I should be looking for sellers as well to target at least this previous PSA. As you can see here now, this is the 10 a.m. candle when we had the Fed Chairman Powell remarks, which gave some sort of short-term bullish bias, and this will be like a 5 pips to 10 pips already in the bank, and on top of 1, 2 would be already a pretty nice day. So what we see is that, okay, sales below here was not valid. If you were looking for buys at this level, again, this is why also in this pair, I think you can choose your bias. As long as you stick to it, that's absolutely fine. You could have your buys. This is a clear double top, double bottom, but since I was looking for sells, you can clearly see that from this PSA, that was happened. So we can identify this rejection at 75% retracement. So in this case, we're going to see it. If you want to enter at a candle close, then of course the stop loss is 5 pips and you're aiming for 10 pips. The only thing is that, as you can see, unless you identify it quite early and you enter exactly at 75, then it's quite tricky in this case. If you should have entered exactly at the candle close at your level in anticipation, or maybe you enter when the candle is flipping bearish and you can have 5 pips stop loss. Now in this case would have been fine, but I would say that you would have probably got at break even, but you should have given a second chance when this candle closed again 75 retracement rejected. That's a 2-to-1 risk to reward because it's a 6 pips stop loss, but you can target the previous lows, 12 pips, and it's more than enough. I also saw this live, so that's why I'm talking about it. As you can see here, identified quite early at the flip of the candle, but still this trade would have been probably break even, because as you can see here, even with my entry that was over there, price goes like 5-6 pips in profit, which is what triggers my stop loss to break even, but then goes back to my entry. So that's the first one would be a break even trade, but then that's where you should have re-enter. Let me show you here. I don't know. Okay, that's where you should re-enter at the candle confirmation down to these previous lows. So now what we are seeing is, of course, if you were looking for buys, opposite side, just stick to it. With a pair like this, you can take this. It's a more ranging than gold, for example. And yes, very quick, I would say. It's not really. I don't know if there was some dovish remarks from Powell or some dovish answer. I don't know. Taking here, it's quite high, I would say. Yeah, this will be a 10 pips stop loss and a 20 pips TP. I don't like it because a 10 pips stop loss is only covering basically the same candle. But of course, if you could have managed to enter over here for whatever reason, then of course the stop loss, the TP would have been absolutely nice. As you can see here, you are covering well enough below. It's like 50% already of space covered. And even though it's not gold, so it doesn't make huge wicks, at least you are targeting these previous highs. So, but as I said, I'm only looking for sells, and actually I was not looking for anymore at the charts right now. Yes, you can see buys, but still sticking to the sell bias as per pre-planned analysis. I would have only been looking for. I would have been only looking for sells at the rejection. Also, we are rejecting a strong 15-minute PSA over here, almost basically rejecting PPL, and again continuation bearish, and now we can see and identify price making new lower highs. You can identify these 3 candles, how they are leaving. They are 3 dojis, I would say, with the body top wick, then even smaller body and top wick, and then a little bit smaller body, a little bit more bearish, I would say, and top wick, at around 50%. You can see that it's clearly showing you the shift in market sentiment for this minute, for the order flow, and the possible continuation bearish. So of course this will be high risk high reward entry, but you can take the entry at the candle close bearish with the proper confirmation. Yes, of course this one gives you the worst risk to reward ratio, and as you can see you should have taken like 8 pips stop loss for 16 pips TP. That would have taken a little bit of time, as you can see only down here to have a 16 pips stop loss. Again, maybe you if you entered earlier, if you entered, let's say here at this candle, then in this case a 5 to 10 would have been absolutely enough for the continuation sells. Possibly this one is matching this trend line, as you can see here, the continuation. What I was looking for now is, in hindsight, this is my sell area, so I'm only sticking to it, sticking to the sells, and as you can see here, price is consistently staying below, so that's where you have a top doji, bullish doji, failing to close above, and then multiple candles giving you a quick scalp. This is like a very small stop loss now, because of course the volume is lower. It's like a 2.63 pips stop loss, aiming for a 7, even less. If you aim for a 2 to 1, that's like a 5 pips TP now, and the same here, 2.6 and 7 pips. Again, same thing. Yes, now price is making a little bit of a picking the head up, but still failing to make a new high, failing to break above this previous PSA, and then with the continuation below, another scalp, and then failing to break above, matching the trend line. That's where you could have got another scalp. That's the beauty of a pair like EurUsd. You can take all the entries at these levels, 5 pips, and have like a very small stop loss. This is like 2 pips stop loss and a 5 pips TP. So that's you could take multiple trades, multiple scalps, and just get it. But if you do it properly, okay, I took an 8 pip scalp, and for me today it was okay with 8.5 pips scalp with a 0.2 lots was 14.93 euro. If I am using 2 lots, that will be 149 euro. When I'm going to use 20 lots, that will be almost like 1500 euro. So yes, it's a small pip. It's just a single scalp during the day with all this price action that I could have taken this one. I could have taken this one for all the move. I could have taken this one for the move. I could have taken this continuation, this continuation. As you can see here, price can add up very easily, but still it's understanding when it is enough. It's still a good practice, and I'm happy about it, because of course in the future I will take this one, I will wait for price action, I will take this one, maybe I will take the 75% and get done for the day, and that will be like a so 28 pips, which is of course more than double of this thing, just for working a few hours just with my skill. So even though I only took this one, it's more than enough. In the future I will take advantage of more, but as for now it's very important to understand the bias, understanding that if I only stick to one bias, that's good enough. I don't need to shift sell, buy, because in that case, I would be so confused that it would not be helpful. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed and see you tomorrow.